Welcome back, everybody. All right, so we're looking to see who's going to unlock this game at the Stadio Olimpico as the teams make their way out onto the pitch. So many big names on the bench, James, particularly for Juve.
Well, a couple of World Cup winners. I mean, one more recent in Leandro Paredes, but also Pogba, who we saw come on in midweek in the win against Torino. Some flashes of what Pogba can do. Chiesa as well, James. So, yeah, Allegri has always liked to say that there are many games within a game, particularly in the final 15-20 minutes, as we see Leonardo Bonucci come on. We'll have to see whether that is a like-for-like or whether they go to a back four. Remember, Juventus tonight in this back three, Alexandro and Danilo are both considered fullbacks usually, but over a large course of this season they've had to play as centre-backs, as we see Tammy still on the bench.
Yeah,
there.
No sign of him warming up yet, which is a shame because that burgeoning partnership with Dybala has been one of the highlights for Roma fans of the early part of the year. Dybala, who's had Roma's one shot on target in that first half, making his way out onto the pitch as we prepare then for the second 45 minutes. Let's rejoin our commentators, Tony Dorigo and first Adam Summerton.
Thank you, James. Yeah, we're yet to see it confirmed, the change with Bonucci coming on, but we believe it's Alexandro who's going to make way here. Bonucci, who came on very late on against Torino in the derby during the week. It's only his 12th league appearance of the season, his 6th from the bench. And it's the Juve players who are out first. I wondered whether Mourinho might think about turning to his bench at half-time, but it doesn't look as though he will do. In terms of players, Tony, he might be vulnerable to being replaced on what we saw in that first half. Who would be worried from a Roma perspective if he were to bring on a forward like Abraham or Belotti?
Well, I think you look at Wijnaldum. I think in that first half he certainly worked hard enough, but just looked that yard off the pace. And of course, playing his first 90 minutes in the week in such a long time, he'll certainly be feeling it. So let's see how he gets on. If not, no doubt he'll come off at some point. But certainly there's a few game changes, isn't there, on the bench for both sides. You mentioned Belotti and Abraham, but Juventus certainly with Chiesa and of course Pogba, they really have got players that can make a difference.
So the confirmation of that change, it is indeed Alexandro who's being replaced here by Bonucci, who will wear the armband as well for the Bianconeri. How they could do with more output in terms of goals and assists from their skipper there, Pellegrini, yet to contribute either of those things in the league in 2023. Just confirmation there of the Roma lineup. We have to wonder whether an Abraham or a Belotti will be introduced in the second half. There will surely come a point in this game where these coaches gamble for the 3 points.
But Mourinho won't gamble at half-time. That won't be because what's certainly noticeable in that first 45, that the setup really did frustrate Juventus. Of course, in the last 4 or 5 minutes there where Juventus got a very good chance, but after that it's been working pretty well, and they're waiting for one of those two players there to dazzle and make something happen individually. But overall, it has worked pretty well. But yes, he'll come on at some point. He'll gamble, but not just yet.
So all set to go then in the second half in the Eternal City. Juventus to get us back underway. And they have clearly stayed here with a back three. Could wonder whether there might be some change there with Bonucci coming on, but he moves into the heart of that defence. And Bremer it is who's gone to the right of him.
Yes, and you can still play with the back three, but you have to then give licence to certainly either Bremer or Danilo to get forward. You can see Danilo trying to get up on this left-hand side. Someone has to then commit a Roma player to come out from that midfield to free up the Juventus player.
That's Smalling's header. Wijnaldum. Cuadrado. Di Maria, rather crowded out on the edge of the box there. Wijnaldum. Spinazzola. So Juventus have been scoring plenty of goals just recently. 9 during this 3-game winning streak they're currently on. But just the 5 league goals conceded at home all season by Roma, the best record in Serie A in that respect. Kostic. Got it back again via Zalewski. Rabiot. Oh, couldn't quite find Fagioli, who'd made a good run from the midfield.
Well, certainly better, wasn't it, from Juventus getting around the back of the Roma defence. Didn't quite need to chip it up that far, did he? Fagioli so very close to getting on the end of that one.
Kostic. He's done well here, Kostic, and he got away from Zalewski and kept his feet and pulled it back and looked for Di Maria but didn't find it. Ambition being shown by Juventus at the start of this second half.
Well, they're pushing on, getting in some really good areas. Zalewski has tried to actually take Kostic out, and instead, left wing back Kostic has done well, put his arm across him, got his body there as well. Purely accidental, but allowed to play on. No elbow there. It's one of those that you're just trying to fend off the player with an arm.
Tammy Abraham perhaps trying to catch the eye of Mourinho. He'll be desperate to get on the England international. Has come on as a sub in the last 2 games. His last start was that 1-0 win over Verona. I was telling someone today that story about when he was getting used to Rome. Abraham went out into the city, went to a cafe, and in the evening ordered a cappuccino.
No,
and they were absolutely aghast.
What is wrong, Tammy? Oh. No cappuccinos, no Hawaiian pizzas. Come on.
Pellegrini.
Difficult. Roma trying to get that passing game going on the counter-attack, but at the moment, Juventus just forcing errors and pushing them back.
Bonucci. We'll see maybe his nominations for the best 3 players in the world in the FIFA Best Awards. Just recently, Bonucci, he went for Messi, Benzema and Modric in that order. No Serie A player was named in the best 11. Danilo. Kostic. Bonucci. Happy for Juve to have the ball in the early stages here of this second half. Roma just waiting for a mistake that they can seize upon for a counter.
In these sorts of areas of the pitch, that's where they really can get some joy, but Juve don't give it away. Here they come.
Kostic with the cross that came off Zalewski.
Good positioning. Zalewski knows that with the left foot of Kostic, it's going to just get it out of his feet and then try to bend it around. All you need to do is stand 1 yard back and it will hit you just like it did then.
So 5 gone in the second half. Juve looking to force the issue a bit here. After what was a strong end to the first half. Di Maria with the outswinger. Cleared by Ibanez. Matic met it. Pellegrini turned beautifully. And lost it to Rabiot. Kostic now for Juve. Rabiot to Di Maria. Movement from Vlahovic.
What a ball. What a brilliant ball. Vlahovic trying to go to that near post, and Bonucci, he was there, he stayed up, couldn't quite track back, but Roma, the ball is not sticking with them up top. They lose it again. And Smalling actually was quite lucky he didn't get a touch. That would have been dangerous, heading that one towards his own goal as well.
That's been such a difference to Roma's defensive solidity at home and away this season. They've conceded more than 3 times as many goals on their travels as they have at the Olimpico. 5 at home, 16 away from home. It's a difference that is hard to explain that, really. Mancini. He's kept it in. Players arriving in the box. It's not a great cross. We need to make more of situations like that. Now, Mourinho, we wondered when he would make changes, when maybe he would gamble, and it's early doors in the second half. 7 gone, Karsdorp and Abraham coming on.
It is. I thought he might wait to the hour mark as a minimum, but he wants to be the first one to make a change. And let's be honest, the course of this game has to change for Roma, because they won't be able to just sit there and defend for the rest of this game without possibly conceding. So instead, Mourinho's seen enough, making changes.
Cristante. Spinazzola. Cristante. Mancini's forward and calling for it. It's opened up to hit it! Brilliant! What a fabulous strike by Mancini! What a roar in the Eternal City! He's not hit many like that in his career. Struck perfectly to give the Giallorossi the lead.
Incredible, what a strike. We're waiting for the Juventus centre-half to step forward and make things happen. Instead, it's the home side Roma, and Mancini, just a few minutes earlier, put in a poor cross. This time we thought, right, forget the cross. I'm going to stick it in the back of the net myself. Great strike through the legs of Rabiot. To Chesney, absolutely no chance. It flies past him into the net.
Super strike that for a player he hadn't scored since September 2021.
I just wondered out those changes will go ahead. We want it opened up the game.
Going to be interesting, that, isn't it?
It will.
Abraham and Karsdorp, remember, were ready to come on. And it's Juve, Tony, who'd done all the pushing, all the probing in the early stages of this second half. But Mourinho doesn't have that trophy cabinet, personal trophy cabinet, fit for bursting for no reason, does he?
No, you're absolutely right. He certainly comes up with a plan more often than not.
Wijnaldum annoys when that goal went in. Now, looking to get a second here, Pellegrini. He's picked his pass, and Spinazzola's in there, but it's a great challenge.
Such a shame, because Spinazzola had to slow down to receive the ball. Quadrado with a brilliant interception. Juventus just trying to calm things down. Roma trying to rev things up.
Danilo. 10 gone in the second half. And this is going to be fascinating fair now. Di Maria. Juve need to regain their composure. They're all over the place at the minute. Keep giving it away. Really will have been stunned, shocked by that goal. A bolt from the blue, really.
It's because they came out as well so well at Juventus in the second half. They were controlling things, had chances as well. It's the home side with the sucker punch. But now have this lead.
That goal was only Roma's second shot on target, by the way. Zalewski, chance to cross. Wijnaldum is in there. Pellegrini overhits it.
Of all the people, Mancini, look how far forward he is as well. Only one thing in his mind. It's just going away from Szczesny as well. Hit with plenty of venom.
Got them off the bench.
It's good to see, isn't it?
And he was ready to come on, Tammy Abraham. And, well, you asked the question, Tony, would they change their mind over those changes? Well, clearly they have.
Yeah, you wouldn't make those sort of changes to open things up on purpose now with the goal lead.
Rabiot. Vlahovic on the edge of the box. Was he brought down by Cristante? He was, and it's a yellow card as well for the number 4.
Decided to make the foul outside the box.
He'll miss the next match as well, Cristante.
Just see that right arm on the shoulder. Nice to jump out the way, but hooked him with the arm at the same time.
He started every game this season, but he won't be available for the home game against Sassuolo that comes next in Serie A. They're calling for Chiesa. Great chance from a set piece here, though, for Juve to try and level this up. Cuadrado surveying the options. Di Maria is there too. Can they hit back quickly here, Juve? Still the conversation going on between Cuadrado and Di Maria. It's Cuadrado! So close.
That is some strike. I mean, Patricio knew that the option for the shot was on, but I'm not sure he quite thought that Cuadrado could hit with so much venom. Almost get it inside the post for Roma. It went their way, just outside.
So Fagioli it is who makes way for Chiesa.
Yeah, so that makes sense. Fagioli found it tough in that midfield area to find any sort of space to work in. You would have thought now that Juventus will go 3-4-3. You can see Di Maria going to the right-hand side, Chiesa to the left, Vlahovic up top.
Of course, it was the last game at the Olimpico in the league between these two sides in which Chiesa suffered that terrible injury that kept him out for so long back in January of 2022. Didn't return until the November. Dybala. Spinazzola. Pellegrini.
He claps because that was an excellent ball from Spinazzola. Just a shame that Pellegrini couldn't get the right sort of contact on it. Cuadrado certainly did.
Could be some half an hour or so.
It's going to be great because now Juventus have to come out and play, but we know Roma look better when Juve are brought onto them. On the counter, there will be chances for the home side, but what you also know is Juve showed their strength in coming back against Torino, not once but twice. They need to do it here again.
Dybala. We've got more live Serie A to come tomorrow. Sassuolo Cremonese is the early kickoff at 5:30 on 1. And then we head to Turin. Torino against Bologna, the later kickoff at 7:30. To say Roma throughout have worked really hard without the ball as well. It's been very noticeable that. Bonucci. Kostic. Chiesa showed down the line, but it was read and intercepted by Zalewski.
And what's also really noticeable is that they're not going to come out too far either. They're allowing Juventus space here to have it, to make sure that their lines of defence are nice and close together.
Di Maria floats in the cross, and it will come through to Cuadrado. Roma felt Ibanez was pushed there, I think.
It's a vital touch, though. Bremer was steaming in for the header.
Leonardo Bonucci. Not a great ball. Zalewski, oh, it's a poor header back! And almost seized upon. They've got away with one there. Vlahovic couldn't quite get to it.
That ball seemed to take an age to get back to Rui Patricio. The angle was a poor one, and Vlahovic only inches away.
Matic. Wijnaldum. Matic. Chiesa looking to get to it first, and he did, and he was tripped by Spinazzola right on the edge of the box. It's a yellow card for the Italian international.
Well, Chiesa showed really good place there. Spinazzola certainly is feeling the pace. The speed of Chiesa was apparent. Arm on that shoulder.
Closest they've come to an equaliser. Zalewski is being taken off here. Karsdorp, who had been ready to come on with Abraham before the goal, is now going to replace Zalewski. Been brought back in from the cold, hasn't he, Rick Karsdorp? Had those 3 months where he wasn't involved after seeming fallout behind the scenes. But will have an important role to play in the final half an hour here. Can Juve find a way to equalise? Di Maria takes it. It's great, it's rather easy for Rui Patricio.
It was trying to hit the goalkeeper's chest, but it's a little bit lower. Then you get your own players flying across the eye line, or to get a nick. Unfortunately, a little bit too fierce, that one in. I think with Karsdorp coming on, that's just a like-for-like swap. Abraham's not coming on because that would certainly change the tactics, and they don't want to be doing that just yet.
Bremer. Cuadrado. Juve looking to work their way back into this. Bonucci. Chiesa. Karsdorp read it and intercepted, and this could present a chance. He's quick, Karsdorp. And he didn't pick the right moment for the pass. Szczęsny, former Roma goalkeeper, puts it into touch.
Karsdorp's quick. Chiesa's quicker. Once he made the mistake, Chiesa got back really well. Compared to Karsdorp, didn't have too much support around.
All going to plan at the moment for Jose Mourinho. And remember, over the years, hasn't had, in terms of his time in Serie A, the best of records against Juve. He's only beaten them twice in Serie A.
Leave the ball, Tammy, leave the ball.
I just love his infectious enthusiasm for the game, though. It really shines through, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Karsdorp. Dybala was offside. never know, it could yet be a game for Tammy Abraham as the game wears on. Maybe Juve take more risks throwing on a player like Tammy Abraham.
Oh, he will come on if he nicks a second one, then it could almost be game over. But at the moment, it's more about nullifying Juventus, pushing them back, keeping them frustrated. That's what they've been so far. For Max Allegri, need to get certainly Chiesa on the ball. He's just come on, he's fresh, he's fast. Try and give him the ball.
Juventus here seeking a 5th league win in a row. Chiesa, but they're going to have to do it by coming from behind. Chiesa with the deep cross. No chances taken by Spinazzola with Di Maria right behind him. Bonucci's forward. Bremer, scored from a header against Torino, is one of those in there too. It's over towards Bremer, beaten in the air by Smalling. And the shot was deflected and it'll be a corner kick.
Well, initially really good defending, wasn't it, from Smalling? But the technique from Locatelli when it does come back to him is absolutely superb. We saw that shot in the first half. Actually, Chris Smalling again just getting in the way.
Pogba watching on as Di Maria prepares to take this corner. Rui Patricio stayed put. Wijnaldum, I think it is, who's been caught in the face there. There was Cuadrado was momentarily down as well.
The ball is a good one. I think Spinazzola just gives Cuadrado a little nudge when he's in the air to put him off. That twists him up in the air. And the follow through with the boots gets the Dutchman.
Not long gone, Karsdorp, but coaching staff already wanting to get something across to him as Pogba encourages his teammates.
Surely it won't be too long before Pogba is on the pitch.
Well, his introduction against Torino, a game you were covering, Tony, it was quite important, wasn't he? He had an impact after coming off the bench. In fact, it was 2-2 when he came on, wasn't it? And they won 4-2.
It was, and the changes were marked in that it just changed the mentality of the Juventus players. He came on, showed a few touches of class, I have to say. And then Juventus ran out 4-2 winners. We'll be hoping, Max Allegri, that he might have the same sort of effect.
Really big 20 minutes or so ahead here. Roma desperate to improve on last season's 6th place finish. Progress in Serie A key for how the side will be judged. They're 5 points better off compared to this stage of last season. And Juve, if you take away their 15-point deduction, they would also be 5 points up on the previous campaign. Flags out in the Eternal City, but will they be celebrating all 3 points, the Roma supporters? Still a long way to go here. 1-0, as we know, is clearly a fragile lead. Cristante, Karsdorp. Cuadrado. Rabiot. Danilo. Locatelli. Bremer. Oh, given away. Locatelli. And Vlahovic. Thought he might hit that for a moment.
I think a confident Vlahovic does hit it first time, doesn't he? Instead, tries to feed a teammate in when surely they're inside the box. Have a snapshot, get it on target.
Has gone 3 without a goal. Dusan Vlahovic, 10 in all competitions this season. Mancini. Bove is going to be coming on for the home side. Karsdorp. Tammy Abraham, it looks as though, is going to be introduced as well. It'll be interesting to see who comes off here.
Yes, it certainly will, but what we do know, Tammy will go straight up through the middle. Bove in the midfield area to give some more energy to the home side, but Tammy could be really important that he just keeps hold of that ball, gets Roma further up the pitch.
That would be the concern from Mourinho's perspective, that they'll start to sit further and further back. Roma got to offer some threat of their own, something to occupy the minds of the Juve players. It's Dybala who'll make way here for Tammy Abraham to come on, and Gini Wijnaldum will make way for Bove, which makes sense when you consider it's only his second start back after that long-term injury.
Yes, Wijnaldum was always going to come off, and Dybala is the other change, so Bove will just slot into that midfield, and Tammy will have to work his socks off up top now.
Bremer. Di Maria. Wide here is Cuadrado. Pellegrini. Now can they break? Spinazzola, Tammy Abraham beyond him. Cuadrado chasing back. Invited the tackle and then skipped away from it. Spinazzola. Couldn't quite find Tammy Abraham, put behind by Bonucci. Great play again though by Spinazzola.
Wonderful run from Spinazzola. You think with the initial sprint that he's tired, but just drawing in the challenge. Cuadrado skips past him, couldn't quite find Abraham in the box.
Plenty in the box to aim at. In towards Ibanez, and didn't quite run for Tammy Abraham. Good ball in that by the skipper Pellegrini. Bove. Pellegrini again, still busy in that box. And Chris Smalling was there! Came off Kostic. Ibanez. Oh, the crowd enjoyed that. Ibanez down and off the pitch. They want to play on though, surely. I can understand why the referee let it go on. Got all off the bench. The yellow card shown for the challenge on Ibanez.
Kostic with the yellow, and rightly so, but advantages could have been played. I'm sure referee Maresca would have then gone back and booked Kostic for that challenge. Really good play, wasn't it, from Ibanez? It's the follow-through, bit of a kick-out from Kostic. Mourinho relatively calm. What's going on? It's a changed man.
A measured Mourinho there.
Take a picture quick.
To be fair, he didn't need to say much. Everyone else did it for him there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Roma now, this is the sort of thing that they want, but the ball here is superb. Right foot, and Danilo's playing on Chris Smalling. As Szczesny does really well just to get up and block what was a header back across goal.
So here comes Pogba. Paredes is going to be coming on as well. He's got quarter of an hour here, Pogba. It's Kostic who's just been booked, who comes off, along with Locatelli, who's also on a yellow card. So Paredes will take the place of Locatelli. Now let's see if Pogba can again impress from the bench, as he did in the derby against Torino.
Well, he's going to need to produce something. Juventus need something. The Roma crowd are just incredible, aren't they? The noise they're making.
Yeah.
Can they see their team home? They'll be trying their best.
Well, they're well aware of the significance of this next 15 minutes or so in terms of the race for the top four. What he will certainly do is put himself about Tammy Abraham. I said before he came on, it's about occupying Juve players, isn't it?
Well, he left to occupy probably 2 or 3 of them at the back there, but always does put himself about, works really hard for the side. Can certainly hold the ball up and bring others into play, but yeah, a big 13 minutes plus extra time for him and of course his teammates.
Lots of Italian interest in Europe during the week at the Olimpico. Lazio against RZ, Tuesday 5:45. Note that's Tuesday, not Thursday. On Thursday at the Olimpico, Roma against Real Sociedad in the Europa League. Di Maria will take it on and hit it early, and a good save by Rui Patricio.
Shot from a long way out. Di Maria this season, they have been flying in from all angles. And this one, was it going in? Patricio couldn't take a chance. Makes a comfortable save.
Plenty in there for Juve. It's over towards Bonucci. Really good defensive header that. I think it was Ibanez who got his head on it. Chiesa, can he bend one here? It's quickly closed down by Cristante. What they've got to make sure of here, Roma, is that they have periods where they do keep it. Don't want to keep inviting pressure from Juventus. He'll keep plugging away.
Well, you mentioned it before, they've been working really hard, haven't they? So physically, it's demanding when you haven't got the ball. You're shifting left to right, up and down the pitch as well, right to left. Hard work out there for them.
Rabiot. Cuadrado. Pogba. It's caught just after the ball had been played there.
I don't think Maresca actually saw that. More to do with the look that Pogba gave him from being on the deck. Was a late challenge. Pogba certainly caught.
There's that effort from Di Maria that was certainly travelling.
Certainly was. Might have just been going wide, but Patricio does the right thing just to make sure it goes past the post.
So many big names on the pitch now for Juventus. Likes of Chiesa, Pogba, Di Maria, Vlahovic. Can somebody really step forward for the old lady here? It's Di Maria who's placing this with considerable intent. Into the final 10 minutes we go in Rome. Can the Giallorossi see it through? Might we see a moment of brilliance here from somebody in black and white? Paced out by Di Maria. Nervous whistles around the Olimpico. Danilo stood there as well. It's Di Maria and it's off the wall. What a roar that was.
Certainly was. Actually, it was a nice distance out, but Di Maria had plenty of time to get it up and over and then down, but didn't quite get the elevation.
Another set piece for Roma to defend. Into the near post and off the post. So close, another shot that's cleared. Real pressure that Roma are having to withstand now. Di Maria. And Chiesa! And they've kept it going. And was that taken out? Juve are saying it was.
Well, that's like pinball out there. Mancini, I think, has almost scored an own goal. He was the one that was picking up Vlahovic. He just gets his head onto it. Against the post it goes.
Roma's lead preserved by the finest of margins. An elbow problem here for Patricio.
It's just when he put his hand down, he says it hurt his elbow slightly, but you know what? I think he's using his experience and making sure that we just take the heat out of this game now. Try and get back, get organised, clear the head.
Well, the ball did its job. It's off the shoulder, wasn't it?
Off the shoulder, yep.
So Belotti getting plenty of instructions here from Mourinho.
It's a surprise. Belotti comes on.
Here.
Well, I'm sure they're not going to play it two up top, are they? So Belotti, will he go wide one side or the other just to work hard? We know he does enjoy that side of the game, but let's see.
Rui Patricio seems okay now. Just thumped forward by Mancini. It's Tammy Abraham chasing it. Just stayed in his box there. Wojciech Szczęsny. Bonucci. Bremer. It's a really good period of pressure that for Juventus. You wonder whether they can put Roma under the cosh again here. Pogba. Held it up well. Cuadrado.
Great challenge from Pellegrini. I just wonder if he's the one that's going to be coming off. He's meant to be suffering with flu this week. Only trained yesterday, but he's putting in absolutely everything.
Pogba, oh, he's turned beautifully. Couldn't thread the pass through.
Some turn, wasn't it? Then just tries to be a little bit too clever, trying to nutmeg the defender.
Pellegrini deciding to stay down here.
Not a surprise.
Now we will see Belotti's introduction. Seems to be cramp that's the issue for Pellegrini. But he's one of so many Roma players who've worked exceptionally hard tonight.
In the position that he played as well. Didn't get much of the ball, a lot of chasing around. Certainly shut down those spaces really well.
I mentioned earlier there's been criticism of him in terms of his output with goals and assists this season, but he's been defended publicly by Mourinho, who says he sacrifices himself for the team. He says he has the respect of all the team as well, and that Mourinho respects what he does for his side too. And that's a high five from the coach as well.
Yeah, it's a real team player, leader. Of course, for large parts of this season, wasn't playing in his favourite position. Now Zaniolo is gone. Pellegrini has been pushed further up the pitch.
Chiesa away from Karsdorp. Time running out here on Juventus. Heading towards what would be a 5th league defeat of the season, unless there's late drama. And there often is in Serie A. Di Maria. Rui Patricio claims it with ease.
Di Maria led Matic a merry dance on that right-hand side, but the cross just too floaty. Pogba's come on, showed 1 or 2 nice touches, but no one as yet has made that difference for Juve.
Belotti, good first involvement for him. Bove, space out wide for Karsdorp. A second would surely finish it off for Roma. Space out wide. Spinazzola. Karsdorp. Mancini. Belotti. Oh, clever. Karsdorp. Corner.
Good play, patient, hit the ball at the right time. No point just throwing it into the box. Better off keeping possession, make Juve work, get them frustrated. And winning a corner kick was ideal.
They won't be in a rush to take it either. Just over 2 minutes to go. It's the referee.
I think he's worked it out.
Yeah. It's all being added on, is the message. It will be very interesting to see how much added time we get, actually. We'll find out in a couple of minutes. Roma with a chance to add a second from a set piece. Bove sends it into the near post. A late change coming then from Allegri. Looks like it's going to be Moise Kean coming on. He's going to make a change of his own, I think, Mourinho. It's another Roma throw. So here comes Kean, then it's Cuadrado who's going to make way for Moise Kean. Thought the World Cup break came at just the wrong time for him. He'd scored 5 goals in 5 games directly before it. Last minute of normal time. Rabiot, still time for Juve, but it's rapidly running out. Di Maria. Oh, he's kicked out at him there. He could be in real trouble here. Keane, he's off. It's his first involvement. What was going through his mind? Straight on the pitch. Straight off the pitch. 40 seconds he'd been on the pitch.
Well, Mancini no doubt has manhandled him. You can see he's just holding him there, but it's the reaction. Have to let the ref sort those sort of things out, but when you do something like that, so very silly.
Well, that says it all for me.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you doing? I sent you on to change the course of the game. Well, you just have, but not for the good.
A minimum of 7 minutes added time.
Still time, but now down to 10.
Yeah, a man less to do it now. Flick on by Abraham. Belotti, I think, quite kept that in. Paredes. Bonucci. Again, they just can't get the service into Vlahovic.
No, the numbers have been too many in there. Rossi shirts everywhere. Mourinho's side really organised, defend well. Clean sheet record could continue.
Yeah, they've got 4 in a row at home, haven't they? On the way to a 5th here, Roma in Serie A. That was a bit late from Bove. He knew straight away, didn't he, Keane? He knew that the red card was coming. Regretted it as soon as he'd done it. And it was too late. Bremer. He is still a relatively young player at 23. I don't think he's long turned 23, Keane, but he's old enough and been around long enough to know you just can't do anything like that. Karsdorp, 3 against 3. Tammy Abraham might want the pass. Oh, Karsdorp's wasted the opportunity, and now Juve can look to counter.
Oh, he's either to go to the corner or keep the ball.
Up towards Vlahovic, the header by Ibanez.
Certainly tonight, Ibanez, Mancini and Smalling have been very good. Of all the time to do a foul throw, this wouldn't be it.
Well, these are just basics,
They really
that
are.
we're seeing going wrong here.
Losing their heads. Losing their
Inexcusable.
head. We've not seen this, have we, recently? They've been mentally very strong. They've come back from difficult situations, but they've been put under real pressure from this Roma side and the fans as well. Atmosphere just white hot and tremendous. And will they succumb? They have so far.
Well, the recent wins they've had, 4 in a row. Salernitana, Fiorentina, Spezia, Torino, 4 in a row in the league. This was always going to be a step up, wasn't it, in terms of the challenge presented to the Danilo.
Karsdorp just giving the ball away in such a dangerous area. He's not going to be happy.
Karsdorp won't want to fall out with him again.
No, no, there's only one winner in that one.
Roma edging closer and closer. What a noise they're getting ready to make. Dybala, is he about to enjoy victory against his former club? The side that he left in the summer. This always a fixture that is ringed in the calendar by Roma supporters. With Juventus arriving in town. 2 of the biggest names in Serie A. The Giallorossi to prevail tonight. Just a couple of minutes remaining. Tammy Abraham penalised. You could see what he thought about it. So often over the years we've seen Juventus sides nick something right at the end of games. Is this going to be another one of those days? Not like that, it won't be. Tammy Abraham. No genuine ambition really to go forward here. Look at that, they're furious, the coaching staff, with that.
They really are. Just want their side to show some composure out there, but it is difficult.
Pogba. All the stars are out there, aren't they, for Juve, the big names, so many of them who have been missing all season, most of the season through injury. Final minute of the 7 added on. Rabiot. How busy it is in that box. Chiesa, now the chance to hit it. He's got right underneath it. A cursory look at the turf, and is that their last chance gone?
Well, Chiesa certainly is plenty better than that. Comes inside. Many a time we've seen it just nestle into the corner of the net, but not on that occasion. That's a really poor effort. You have to say, these sort of games are always decided by fine margins, aren't they? However, Mourinho tonight, tactically, I think has got it spot on. He sat there, his side sat in, filled that midfield area, drew Juventus on, and on the counter-attack they look good. But Patricio, vital with that save at the end of the first half. And they look to their hero in Mancini, who stepped forward to thump home the goal. Close, but not close enough for Juve.
Seconds remaining. Into an 8th minute of added time. Chiesa needs to get it in the box. He has, and Pogba was in there. And Danilo! Saved by Rui Patricio. And Juventus know the game is probably up now.
Last chance. It was a really good one as well. Danilo just had to try and find a way past the defenders. Smalling, Matic in there as well, just to take a bit of the pace off. Patricio grabs it gleefully.
Roma rejoice. Mourinho's master plan delivers a priceless 3 points in the race for Champions League football. Juventus beaten, and they are beaten for the 5th time this season in the league. A rare Mancini goal, a magnificent Mancini goal, is the difference at the Olimpico. And they beat Dybala's old side by a goal to nil, Tony Dorigo.
A fantastic performance, it really was. They sat in there, defended well, defended deep. We thought at the start, what's Mourinho doing without a striker? Well, now we know. He knows better. Really was a frustrating performance for Vlahovic and co. Couldn't really find a way through. Half chances they got. Well, Rui Patricio had the answer. Brilliant game. Mourinho comes out on top.
What a significant evening it could be for the Giallorossi. Full-time in Rome. Roma 1, Juventus 0.
Many thanks to Adam and Tony. Well, what lovely scenes there at the Stadio Olimpico as this massive crowd enjoys a measured win, a hard-fought win over their rivals from the north. Big weekend this has been for Roman football, with Lazio beating the rivals to the south, Napoli, on Friday night, also by a goal to nil. But a fine result that for the Giallorossi. They get the win, they kept a clean sheet. Jose didn't get sent off. It's all good.
It is, and the Roma fans singing "Grazie Roma," thank you Roma. First win against Juventus at the Olimpico in nearly 4 years, and that last one was at the end of the season when Paulo Fonseca was in charge, when Dybala was still at the Juventus team that last won the league title. As you see Tammy again. Bit of a homage for Paulo Dybala as his old shirt in the back of his shorts. Some regrets perhaps for Juventini that he is now part of this Roma team, going under the Curva Sud to celebrate. But magnificent, gritty performance from Roma. I think as much as the cameras are on Paolo at this moment in time, and understandably given his 7 years at Juventus, Spinazzola played well, Mancini at the back, when you think he had that injury to begin with. He stepped up, scored the only goal of the game. The block at the end as well that him and Ibanez had when the ball came in for Pogba. Just a quintessential Mourinho win.
Although it was tight, and Roma's opponents, Juventus, hit the woodwork 3 times in the course of that game, so they'll have moments they'll look back on, and recriminations over, not least as well, the sudden red card to Moise Kean. But anyway, there'll be time to talk about all of that in a moment or two, but let's check on the results.